Yeah, what's up? Welcome back to another Malzahar game. Listen, we're gonna talk about some of the early issues I've seen a lot of Malzahar players complain about, or I'll try to explain to you how to play in the laning phase as well as possible. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to talk and play, but yeah, this is like gold-ish ELO. Listen, guys, every time you go into a game, okay, you want to have a purpose. You want to know what you want to do and how you want to play out the lane. So, as you can see, we are facing a Cassiopeia. What does Cassiopeia do? We all should, like, the thing is, when you play mid lane, you should already know a little bit of the basics of like every champion. What does Cassiopeia do? Well, her E is a very low cooldown. You can spam it. If she lands Q, you get more damage if she lands E afterwards. So the biggest point here, you want to try to dodge her Q, because the Q also gives her movement speed, and she can spam E and chase you down and literally destroy your HP, as well as breaking your shield with her E is pretty easy. But what we do know is she has some mana issues. She has TP, we have TP. She has Conquer, we have Arcane Comet. So early trades, if we can dodge her Q, we should win. So how do you want to play the laning phase? Well, they have a Poppy jungle. Is Poppy jungle kind of scary, gank wise? Not really. So we could try to push this, or we could try to like trade with her. So it all depends also on how the enemy mid champ plays. Already she's making a big mistake with not contesting push. So this will actually just be very free for us to like push in. Wait, I don't have. Why don't I have? Okay. Who did I play? Yeah, I played Zac. My bad. So already we are setting up like kind of a push here. Because she didn't contest the early waves. Or early pushing, if that makes sense. She didn't basic attack the minions. She just let us push. Walk forward E. Again, if you can't do this, like walk forward and E, do it. I see people try to force it, like they chase them down and try to E and just get chunked, instead. You don't want to chase it. You want to take it if it's there for you, right? Like right now, I could walk forward and E, but if she Qs me and chases me down, what happens? I'll lose trade heavy. We have some minions here. Again, she walks into me. That's kind of unlucky. The minion blocked us, but it's fine. Q seconds. Unlucky. And another issue I see a lot of Malzahar players do is spam Q on the waves. Guys, you don't want to spam Q. Like, your Q should be there to reset your E on minions mostly. Even if you land an E, don't try to force a Q on the enemy champion to reset your E. It doesn't, like, it's not worth it. It wastes too much mana. You just want to farm it out mostly early game. I'm just gonna use one of the minion demoralizer on each minion, or not on the casters. Maybe I'll use 2 on the front and maybe 1 on the cannon. Again, Cassiopeia plays very safe. Probably tries to save up as much mana as possible. Now we are more healthy. We could look for a freeze here and look for the heavier trades. Again, she's eating spells. We have mana advantage as well. That's like one of the biggest factors, guys. Always have mana advantage if you can. First, do you guys notice? First Q. First Q, why? Because she's trying to force this to shove into the turret to reset. And I'm not gonna let her. Why don't we let her reset here? Because we have more mana, more HP. She doesn't have potions. Okay, that's a good ass gank. Okay. Shove this and reset. Perfect. Because she has TP, she's gonna TP back. So what did we do, guys? We farmed. We landed spells when we could. We didn't force anything. I used Q once, and that was only because I wanted to stop her from shoving in the lane or the wave. So it's kind of easy to see. This Cassiopeia is not a good player, but this is like gold-ish. So this is... I mean, do you guys see how many mistakes people make here? So if you can just adapt the playstyle of just playing safe and not wasting too much mana, you can... I'm telling you, you can win like 80% of your games. People, again, when they play Malzahar, think, well, I have to shove this wave in. I have to perma push because that's Malzahar. It's what my champion does. And they waste all their mana level 1, 2, 3. And then they and they get just poked down and just hard lose the lane. Now I have Lost Chapter. I can play much more aggro. I can shove much harder. I can look for roams. Now I control the lane. I can do this now because even if she tries to trade, I'll deal more damage. I have big item spike, she doesn't. So now I can just walk forward and play like an idiot, basically, without getting punished. That's just the way it goes. You just try to play for your power spikes, always. On every mid-champ, doesn't matter which champion you play. Now I can walk forward and try to protect my voidlings here. As you can see, I'm walking forward, not letting her like destroy my voidlings. Every time she tries to like Q my voidlings, I'll try to contest it. Nice, get that. I have R. Just gonna try to poke it down a little bit more. Spawn my W, E, R, and she's pretty much dead here. She's still dead. That's just a bait. The Q is just to make sure, but yeah, it always gets flashes. I'm not sure. People just don't think the E does as much damage as it does. So they usually try to flash the Q, but I call that the baitovich. Nice. So far, so good. So, why I'm showcasing this in lower elos is because there was a guy who said, well, you play Malzahar, I play Malzahar, why can't I climb? We play the same, we're like equally as good. I'm like, we're not equally as good. That's a big like reach, in my opinion. He's dead. I don't think I can kill this guy. No, I can't. Because he can just slurp my minions. Maybe if I do like this. He didn't have mana. I'm not sure what this guy is trying to do. Okay. Anyways. I was like, yes, we are both playing Malzahar, but the difference is the way I play him. I'll play him calculated. Like I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, I know the champion strengths, like the enemy I face, and I can read the player pretty fast. Like if he's good or if it's bad. Like it's so easy when you get better at the champion as well as at the game. You can notice when someone plays well at the champ and when someone plays bad. Like it was so easy for me to notice that this Cassiopeia played bad, just because of her lack of like. Oh no, she showed too much respect level 1 as Cassiopeia, and she started E. What you want to do when you play like Cassiopeians and stuff against Malzahar, you want to walk forward and use E me. You know? Try to harass me early game and try to shove me in. And then harass me on the turret. But she literally let me push the wave with basic attacks, E her freely, and she wasted all her mana on trying to contest the push, and she still didn't get the push, if that makes any sense. And I noticed that like instantly. Yes, this is gold, but still there is some gold players that actually play well. That's like, don't get that confused. And now the lane is kind of pretty much over for her. Noxian is not moving, so no reason to force. If Noxian move, Karma is dead. But it's all good. We don't wanna. Okay. If I had vision there, I would just go all in. And now Cassiopeia is just too weak. She can't really do anything about this. Like, I don't even think the jungler can help at this point. Get her boots. That's nice. Nice. 1 for 1. You know, 3 versus 1. I'll take that. Cassiopeia gets his gold worth. Zilean, again, I can't really complain because he might have not seen it. It's fine. But if he just ran to me instead of running down, we could have maybe survived that. But it's all good. I took that. I'm playing literally super aggro because of my lead. But it's all good. It's worth, in my opinion. Cassiopeia gets the reset. She gets a blue or red, but I'm just gonna take that from her when I get my R back. But yeah, so again, knowing enemy matchups, like mid matchups, is pretty much the biggest key when you play mid. Like you want to know the strengths and weaknesses of the champion you're facing. Like if you face again something you feel, let's say your biggest counter is like something like a Z, or you feel like, oh shit, I always lose against Zs. what I would do when I started playing like a new champion or just a new role, and I lost against a certain matchup, I played the champion I lost against. So let's say I lose against Joan, for example. Then I'll just play Joan and learn his weaknesses. I just learn what like the limits are of the champion. Is he dead? No, he's not. I'm kind of bullying people. I'm level 10, bro. I'm super fed. I'm just gonna take this. Okay, they respect the bounce. Respect. Now let's just try to gank mid here with our R and get a kill. Probably won't see this. Again, gold players really don't have the best vision when it comes to like map awareness and stuff. Juke the Q. Never mind. He should be moving bot. Bounce. Close. Again, playing very disrespectful, trying to force like a... Trying to force enemy jungler to come, and he comes and he dies. Like, this is also one of the biggest issues in gold elo, where the jungler tries to gank the hard losing laner, which is not like ideal. You don't want to gank a laner that is losing super hard. Because first of all, you can get 2 versus 1, potentially. And if, let's say I call my jungler, let's say I'm Cassiopeia, I call my jungler versus Malzahar. Yes, maybe we can kill him 2 versus 1. But if it's 2 versus 2, we're gonna hard lose it. Because enemy mid lane is 10 times weaker than the mid laner, you know? Nice bounce. She's still burning. Wait for the burn before you can go back in. There we go. Force it to throw spells. Missing minions. All good. You give her a choice. Attack you or attack the minions. And she so is wrong. Fiddlesticks is getting fed. What is this? Oh, it's a new item. Hold on. So let's just reset here. I think Cassiopeia is. I want to see, what is this? He should be dead, no? Let's get that because Fiddlesticks. Nice. No need to TP. Again, another issue. I see people shove in. Like, let's say the wave is like this. They still TP in here. Don't waste your TP to get back to a wave that is literally gonna slow push back to you. This is gonna push back to you now. You don't need to waste TP to catch like 1 extra minion here. Lose 1 minion, but have TP advantage. TP advantage is so broken. Like, how many times have you not like TP to a lane, and as soon as you TP, the enemy laner just TP's bot and fights, and then you can't be there because you wasted it catching a minion. Let's say you have like 3 waves on your turret. Yes, then TP back. But if you have like, if you don't have it, or like let's say the wave is in the middle, don't waste TP. Save TP, guys. TP is just so strong to win like fights and tilt enemies. Because now we have TP advantage. I might look for a TP bot after I kill mid. Idiot. So look, now they fight. I use TP in. Why? Well, I have TP. Cassiopeia, even if she was alive, she already wasted it on the wave. Nice. Ooh. See? If I didn't TP, maybe we could have, maybe they wouldn't have died, but we wouldn't have killed them. And now we'll get the turret. We'll get a kill. I'm not gonna waste tempos. I'm gonna recall. because I want to be back mid as fast as possible. Try to make, again, make this Cassiopeia suffer. I could have gone Darksteel, but it's fine. It's too late now anyways, I think. So, yes, listen, yes, guys. Malzahar is a very simple champ. Like, his skills are very simple. But the biggest difference between a good Malzahar and a bad Malzahar, it's not as much of how you like the champion. It's more how you play him and how you play the lane. Like, there's a big difference between, again, this elo and higher elo. It doesn't matter if, like, maybe I could have adapted this playstyle to my higher elo games, but the thing is, the enemy champions are also better at the game, so it makes everything 10 times as hard, if that makes sense. But now this is lower elo, and it's very basic. Like, they play very basic, so it's very easy for me to, like, do whatever I want to, if that makes sense. I think he's dead. He should be dead. I couldn't reach Fiddlesticks. That kind of sucks. It was close. You guys see what I mean with a lot of mistakes happening? Like, people used to play this game very sloppy. Maybe if this was a gold Malzahar, he wouldn't have taken advantage of the small mistakes people do. But again, just because my brain is higher elo, I can see mistakes easier, if that makes sense. I'm not BMing here, guys. I'm not disrespecting people like in lower elos. I'm just saying how our mind think and see stuff different. But yeah, again, if the guy who said like, oh, we're both Malzahar players, but I'm gold, you're like Diamond 1 Master Elo, what's it like? How come, or what's the difference? We play the champion the same? No, we don't. We play the same champion, but we don't play the same. If that makes, I mean, again, no disrespect, but that was a bit disrespectful to me, to be honest. When he said that, I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, of course, there's a big difference between our playstyle, maybe not in the playstyle, but just adaptation to the lane I'm facing and the matchup, if that makes sense. Like here, again, like I said, I could play super ham, super aggro. I know the Cassiopeia matchup pretty well, and I easily picked up the bad patterns of Cassiopeia. It's just the way it goes, man. This is rough. If I had vision. If I Ard Fiddle, Cassiopeia could R me, so we don't want that. Alright, he's bad. I was walking around and they just walked in, or he altered away, like from the wall in. Kind of unlucky a little bit. Happens. Fiddlesticks, that item is looking, what is that? Wait, 650 HP, 20 ability base. Let me see. Shows a nemesis to start building a vendetta. Vendetta take up to reduce damage. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, interesting. Who is he vendetta against, though? How can I see that? Wait for him to suck you, and then you are, and you're dead. We have healing reduction as well, so it can't really heal like that off us anymore. The only way he can kill us is with his R, or if he gets a good R off. Okay, let's just shove this in. Drake is up. We have 2 Drakes. I have TP here. Again, if you guys want coaching, I have started to do coaching sessions, like VOD reviews. I don't really do in-game like coaching, because I don't want to influence your mindset or your thought process, if that makes sense. I don't want to force you. Like, let's say you want to run bot and I tell you don't do it, but you don't understand why. I'm just telling you to not to do it, so you listen, but you don't actually know why you shouldn't maybe do what when, but you just do it because I tell you not to do it, if that makes sense, or I tell you to do it and you just listen. So that is not learning, in my opinion. That just, yes, you're a good listener, but that's not gonna help you win games later on, if that makes sense. So I do more like VOD reviews and try to make you understand what you did wrong. She can't stop me. Maybe I would have survived even if Poppy pushed me to the wall, but I'm not risking my shutdown. Again, very cool, calm, collected. No panic, no fear, know your limitations of the champ. Know what and when, well, like what can kill you and what not can kill you, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do coaching, but I do mostly VOD reviews. I usually watch like losses or like bad laning, if that makes sense. Like, let's say you want to watch a VOD, I usually make the people I coach choose. So let's say you want to watch a VOD of a game of Lost. It could be either late game, it could be mid game, it could be early game, whatever. And we just watch it, and I try to like pick your brain and see why you did what, and try to understand what your thinking is, and try to like make you think in a different direction, if that makes sense. And hopefully for the like down the line it makes sense and you start adapting. I mean, if you guys watch Nice, he's a very good like coach, but most of the times, again, he does like he does coaching, but like in-game coaching, and I feel like people usually at least listen to him because he says it and he explains why, but like I don't think people will understand that in the middle of the game. Like, they're probably too focused on the game anyways. They say, okay, yeah, I get it, but they don't actually get it. I'm just gonna push bot. I still have TP. If you want to force Nash, I'm just gonna force someone to defend against me because no one can. So when someone does, we just clap him. Or if they force like a 5 versus 4, now when I bot, I can just TP in. Poppy can't stop us. No one can stop us actually, so we don't have to fear anything as long as they don't come us like 5. It's all good for now. Okay, Philistix is moving. Karma is moving. We don't have. Okay, we have vision of them now. But yeah, another thing as well. Okay, that's kind of. You're good. Bruh, I'm so slow. Another thing as well, what was I supposed to say? People said, like, I have said this before, but I said if I made a Smurf, I would not play Malzahar. So the reason isn't because Malzahar is shit, like lower elo. It's because if I'm higher elo, like, and I face silvers, and I play Malzahar, it's kind of hard to get early kills with Malzahar, even if they make like 10 times the mistakes. Like, they can make 200 mistakes. It's pretty hard for me to like abuse it because of my champion's limitations. But for example, let's say I play something like Lucian, okay? Lucian is a very lane dominant champion if you're good. I mean, at the game, of course. If I play Lucian, I can probably solo kill mid 10 times because of the mistakes they make, and I can take advantage of the mistakes. But if I play Malzahar, even if they make mistakes, it's kind of hard to take advantages because of the long cooldowns he has early game, the lack of damage early game. So it's not because of the champion being bad, it's just because it's just, you know, harder to abuse the mistakes lower elo people make, if that makes sense. Yes, this game, even though it's low reload, we played very well. But this doesn't mean it will happen every game. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's just keep pushing bot here. A little bit risky. Our R is... Okay, never mind. We see 3 people. This is Poppy and she's getting melted anyways. And she's dead. Okay, pretty easy game. At this point, I'm just too strong. No one can really do anything about that damage, but they are really disrespecting the Malzahar. They just walk into my E. Like, we're 60, I'm level 17. And she's level 12 trying to defend. That doesn't happen like that. I'm just gonna TP top here. They're gonna go Nash. I mean, the TP is not... I mean, it's not gonna do anything for us. But I'm just applying pressure, if that makes sense. And just hovering instead of like running down. Because at this point, no one can actually stop us anyways. We have Infernal Soul. I trolled my Q. Damn. That was actually free. It's gonna bounce on her, so we used R. That's fine. Nice. He's gonna gash these as well. Okay, that's weird.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Oh my, she actually might die. I want to see if she would die to 1E. I mean, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that I try hard in lower elos, but it was just to showcase that even though we play the same champion, guys, it's all about the game knowledge, some micro and macro play that makes a big difference, even though we play the same champion. It's like, yes, the skill requirement for Malzahar is low, but again, our thinking and thought process is not in the same level, if that makes sense. This is not BM, it's just kind of the harsh truth, if that makes sense. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.